I think Osher Günsberg hates me.
Really? That's right. Episode 87 of the Luke and Lewis Show. We are back at it again with the episodes.
That
How's
sounded like you're a YouTuber then. Right into the news. We are back at it again, ladies and gentlemen. That is right.
Back at it again.
That's like the worst catchphrase, and now you just got to talk about YouTube drama. So Logan Paul has got into absolute turmoil this week with he's fighting with his brother Jake Paul.
Everyone type in the chat. Alex is... Never mind.
So yeah, that's the vibe we're going for. I would hate to be a YouTube drama channel, man. It would just be the worst.
Rubbish?
Like, imagine every day waking up, going on trending and being like, let's do my job. That would suck.
It would be especially because, like, man, Keemstar must have... I don't know how you wake up in the morning and motivate yourself to go to work when you're like a 30-something... He must be 40, actually, by now. He's got kids and he's
he'd have to wake up
like 16-year-olds cheating on each other.
He'd have to wake up earlier, though, so he can do his beard. It's weirdly well manicured. Like, it should be like a, like Isaac keeps his beard like Ned Kelly-ish, kind of like a man's beard. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It's not like manicured.
Keemstar, it's like not manly for some reason. It's more feminine than just having no hair, because it's like...
That's true.
You can tell how much upkeep.
He's managed to make like the most manly thing a man can do to his face look womanly. Like, you know who Keemstar's beard looks like? That bearded woman in that Hugh Jackman movie.
Yes, he's like, I make no apologies. This is me. Whenever he's... That should be his new catchphrase. When he goes into the fucking video, he just starts singing, I'm not afraid, or whatever. I don't know.
He's got a giant push-up bra, pushing his fat tits out of his top.
There's like a midget next to him.
Midget's taller.
Yeah.
You know, he's blocked me 4 times on Twitter now. It's
Why does he
funny.
hate you? What do you do?
So I made a video on him calling him out even before the iDubbbz one. So I believe my one was one of the bigger ones that came out first. So he hated that. And then he blocked me for that, which is, I guess, fair enough, whatever. And then he unblocked me a few months later because... he wanted to report on me, and then I immediately tweeted him a picture of a gnome like 10 minutes after he unblocked me. Blocked again.
That's my favorite, one of my favorite things you've ever done. Like, people say like, oh, like Lewis is, I love Nebs and he's trolling, man. He gets him every time. I think the funniest shit you do is always the least thought out stuff. It's like, this guy vaguely looks like a garden gnome, so I'm going to send him a picture of one.
No caption, just a picture of a gnome.
He knew. That's the thing. He fucking knows he looks like a gnome because he saw that and was like, fuck you.
And then, so that was block 2. And then 2 years later, like this is like, I think this year or last year. So mate, that's 4 years later. I was on the block list. He unblocked everyone on his block list, and I was like, oh, cool. And I didn't even tweet at him. I just tweeted, oh, Keemstar unblocked me. I wonder how long it'll take. And then he must have been searching his own name on Twitter, saw me, blocks me again, unprovoked this time. So I think I'm on the permanent block list for Keemstar. Whatever I did, he didn't like.
That's bizarre. I don't know. Imagine, like, you can't report on other people's failures and then not have... Like it has to go both ways a bit. He doesn't really shit on people. Yeah. He kind of just... Wait, does he shit on people? Nah, he just kind of reports the truth. He targets people. Does.
He shit talks... He definitely stirs up drama now. He definitely used to shit talk people, but now he's definitely fueling drama and playing both sides, because drama for him is more money no matter what side he's on. Even if he's in the wrong, he can make a video about it and, start printing cash.
Yeah. So I feel like if you're going to do that, you need to learn how to take it a bit. Like, that's why, like, when we get hate comments online, people come at me because I've hated on a thing. I'm like, well, you know what? I was hating pretty hard on those girls in that reality TV show. If one of them wants to send me a DM abusing me, I'm like, hey, fair enough. I made 4 videos about you. That's fair game. And I just think at the end of the day, we've all come off even, and I've got some money out of it, $40 off YouTube, and you've, probably complained to your girlfriends about me, and I think that's great.
I think that's fair.
It's good sport.
Man, dude, speaking of money, bro, I've been printing money on YouTube. like fucking going off. 50,000 views on a video, fucking $70.
All right, you were being sarcastic. I was going to say, I was like, dude, I have not been.
The ad rates are so bad on YouTube. I reckon they've halved easy for everyone that I've talked to, even the big boys.
A few people have been asking about this podcast. I've seen a few sound offs saying, like, you guys keep saying, there was an email actually, essentially asking how much money we make, which is pretty rude. But no, I think people are more concerned about, like, oh, it seems like you guys aren't getting monetized as much. I never get ads on your podcast anymore. Now, the reason for that is because we aren't getting monetized hardly ever anymore. Because YouTube just demonetizes stuff, and then you appeal it, and once it's got all the views, once you guys have already watched it, then YouTube goes, actually, you know what? This was appropriate.
We made a mistake
the whole time. So, and now YouTube have brought in this new thing for creators. You may have heard about.
Self-rate system.
Yeah, it's so weird. And do you find yourself bending the truth a little of me going like, well, I guess I wasn't that bad? And then
No, I don't ever bend the truth, but I do outright lie. And the system, for sure. Yeah. Because, I don't know, it's a fair trade. They demonetize shit that shouldn't be demonetized, so I'm going to get stuff monetized that shouldn't be. It's a fair trade, I think.
Yeah, but like all those initial podcasts about coronavirus were getting demonetized because at the time they were demonetizing anything with COVID in it. And it just words. And even words that they detect that we say. So if we say coronavirus already, now this episode's fucked.
Bang. I know. It's a little bit weird though, because even on the monetized stuff, the ad rates are so low because companies just aren't advertising at all anymore.
It's halved, I reckon.
Yeah, easy on monetized stuff. So it's not even really getting demonetized. It's the issue. It's just like no one's spending money on ads, which, you know, I guess makes sense. Everyone's doing it tough.
Now, boys, before we get into all the stuff we've got planned today, I think we need to address why Keelan is wearing a hard hat, a builder's hard hat right now.
Oh, is he still wearing it?
He still is.
I thought that was a planning meeting joke, but it's still going. That's good. I like the joke. I like the commitment to
that was to cover up something that he's hiding under there that I didn't want you guys seeing. I've seen it. Ruben and Lewis haven't. Wait, so we did a pause on this for a second. That's so funny that he was doing that on purpose for the purposes of you not seeing his haircut. Yet you the whole time thought, oh, Keelan's doing a shit bit, and you didn't acknowledge it once.
Oh, that's pretty standard for me though with Keelan shit bits. Because Luke, don't you think, right, that it makes way more sense that this is a bit, because if he was trying to hide something on his head, don't you think he would wear a hat?
Well, that's what I said. I said, do you have a hat? And he goes, oh, I've got a Make America Great Again cap. That's it. And I was like,
I don't know about that one.
I go, as if that's the only cap you own. He goes, hang on. I used to work for like what was it? Like a sound setting up production company.
Yeah, just building sets.
Yeah, so he has that hat. And I was like, we'll just wear that. Now, Keelan sent me he FaceTimed me the other night. And he called me up about something to do with the show, and I just ignored him and went, what the fuck did they do to your head?
Have you got a quarantine cut, Keelan? What is going on? What is that?
So, by the way, for audio listeners, Keelan just showed a picture of his new haircut on the screen. He looks like Jimmy Neutron, but then they fucked up that as well. That's incredible. So yeah, Keelan keeps going to new hairdressers in the area and then being
that was a hairdresser.
He paid for that
yourself. You paid money for that.
I paid $35 for that.
Dude, that's not good at all. $35.
Keelan, what did you ask for? Did you ask for?
You look like Roger Klotz.
True. No, he wishes, man. That guy's got all right hair.
I just asked for the same cut I always get, just like shaved on the sides and then trim on the top, just so it's like the same style.
And they heard that and they were like, right, mohawk, but shit.
And then I even showed them the photo I got last time.
What the fuck is that?
Can people please like go on the video version? We'll post a picture of it on social media or something. We need to make as many memes about this as possible. Like There's so many possibilities. Like, if you just cut the hair out alone, it looks like its own different thing. Like, if you just cut out the forehead, it's crazy,
It looks
man.
it looks like a wave. You could put Kelly Slater on that.
You could. It's great. It looks like one of those nice, like, Hawaii ones that sit there. You could just fucking ride that all day, man. It's so rigid. That's the only way I can describe it. It's so...
I showed them this photo. That was my last haircut, the one I had on tour.
Yeah, that's good.
I said, don't do that because that was too short. I said, keep it a little bit longer on the sides. And then he's come out with this. And the whole time he was going... He didn't really speak English, so he's just doing it and not asking me what I thought of it. And then I finished.
Dude.
And he was like, hey, I'm done. And I was like, good. Yeah, you should finish up now.
Did they gel it?
Yeah, why is it up so much?
Hairspray, because it looks all right now, but they've clearly done something to put it up there. It just looks ridiculous.
The fuck?
I don't understand that.
How could you finish that as a hairdresser and look at the man you did that to and be like, I'll charge you money for that?
It looks like, dude, it looks like you're wearing a wig, like a toupee or something like that. It's
you know what it looks
crazy.
like? It's like remember that series of photos of Donald Trump getting on the jet and his hair's going fucking nuts? This looks like photo 2.
That's crazy, man. Well, yeah, so that's why he was wearing a hard hat, because I was like, you cannot spoil this, okay? And I would say that's one of the worst Corona cuts I've seen, and I've seen a few absolute stinkers on my Instagram.
Oh, I've seen Corona like self cuts that are better than that.
Maybe the next time, Keelan, can you do a self cut, or can we do it and try and do it better than that?
I was actually going to shave my head the other week, but I decided that I really didn't want to because...
What are you, a girl going through a breakup?
That was another photo of the same day.
Yeah, you look very unhappy. That's great.
Also, Keelan, I think... Wait, did you say Lewis was also playing GTA the other day? Keelan keeps inviting me online to play... Or he did it once, I guess, to play Grand Theft Auto with him. And I'd never played it. I've had the game for a while, and I've just never opened it. Like, I bought the game. I don't know why I bought it. And I just never played it. Because it doesn't really interest me. I played San Andreas.
I did the same thing.
In the past. I played some of the old ones. And then Keelan's like, man, you should play online with me. I was like, all right, dude. It took me 2 hours to do the tutorial. Like 2 hours until I could actually play online with him. Because I just kept failing the missions.
Dude, Grand Theft Auto, I did the same thing.
I hate it.
Luke, I did the same shit. I bought the game because I love the single player of all the other games. And I'm like, oh, I got to get 5. And then I was busy, so I just never played it for years. And then I start seeing all these TikTok memes of people playing online, and it looks so fun. So I'm like, all right, download it. I play single player, so I get the controls, and then I play online. Dude, Keelan, what did I text you last night? I played for 2 hours, and what did I text you?
At 10:30, he goes, GTA Online sucks. It should have never been made. And then after I responded, he goes,
true.
I'm enraged. I alt-forward.
Dude, it made me so
Terrible.
fucking angry. Keelan had me on like the headset the entire 2 hours. So Keelan was like in another server. I'm just trying to do the tutorial. And dude, I wouldn't have finished it without Keelan. I got a car, and then within 3 minutes of owning my first vehicle, I totaled it in a fucking lake. And like, I didn't mean it. I just, you know what it is? This is what bothers me about the game. I'm not that great at video games, but I'm not that bad. So this is what bothers me about GTA. If I wanted to be in a cop chase, I'd play Need for Speed Most Wanted. It's way better, right? If I wanted to be in a gunfight, I'd play any other shooter. Right? If the only redeemable quality about GTA is you can do all these things that other video games have in a slightly harder and worse way together. That's what the game is. It's like combining everything, but it's really hard to
I would say
and stuff.
The main thing that GTA has is the single player, which is the awesome story, the hilarious dialogue, and the crazy missions.
Yeah.
And then you put it in online, and all of that shit's gone. And also, there's all these other people I join, and it's like it punishes you for being new. Like, oh, you're new, you have no money, here's a bunch of other players in their crazy cars and they're going to kill you every time they see you.
Yeah, I was playing with Keelan and he like showed me to the airport. We went up in a plane and obviously I crashed the first one immediately into a fucking tower. And then Keelan goes, hang on, I'll take you to a helicopter. By the way, Keelan is a psychopath. We get into the helicopter and the first thing he does is drive it into a building and he just dies laughing. And I'm like, dude.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
hang on,
good.
Keelan, did you get it on record of you? Can you put in this footage of when I was in the helicopter and you told me to press a certain button?
Yeah. I did the thing where you can kill yourself as your player kills itself. So the helicopter just flew by itself straight into the building. That's what I thought was hilarious.
No, but did you get the other thing on record?
No, I didn't.
Oh, dude, Keelan got me. I feel like such a fucking idiot. I know the controls. You know, it's triangle to actually steal a car and hop in a vehicle, and it's also triangle to get out. I'm flying this army helicopter like over the city, and then Keelan goes, "Oh, if you press triangle, it engages all the weapons on the vehicle." And I was like, "Oh!" And you hear me go, "Oh, you're sick!" An idiot. And then my character just dives out of the fucking helicopter, and I've never had Keelan laugh so hard before. Like, that's right in your like comedy area. It's just like make your friend do a dumb thing and then laugh about it for a minute.
That sounds fun to me. That sounds great. Fucking with your friends and doing dumb shit. I was playing by myself. That's probably my issue. But I tried to do a mission, and the cool thing about the Grand Theft Auto Online is you can do missions with other people. I'm like, oh, this will be fucking cool. Rub a bank together. You start the mission, and then I've got a car. Every other car is a fucking rocket. They just jump on the rocket, finish the mission before I even drive there. And they're like, congratulations, you get 10 grand. I'm like, all I did was drive halfway there. This sucks. And they don't wait for you.
Yeah. I did one with Keelan, and we had to kill some other guy. And then Keelan was just going, oh, hurry up. And then he got in the car. He got there, got out of the car, shot the guy. And I just got rewarded for it. And the whole time I realized I was running into a wall the other way. And I was like, what the fuck is this? I don't know. It's one of those games that I don't know. To me, it's not good and it's different to any other game I've ever played. It's when you drive a car, it feels different to other car driving games. I just don't like it. I don't know. I think I'm just
going
to
try it again. I think it's just going to suck when you're new until you grind.
I like that we're talking about this like 5 years on. Like this is discussions that we're having in like 2015 and we're like, guys, have you guys played GTA? It's this new game that came out in 2015.
I have a lot of fun playing it because I've started building my own business within the game. So I'm just going on missions.
I made Keelan realize that it was shit the other night. He goes, I was like, so what are you doing this? He goes, I run a freight company. Sometimes I just put on sometimes I just put on a podcast and just run errands for the business. And I was like, wait. So do you like shoot people and stuff? He goes, no, I just run back and forth carrying freight. And I'm like, hang on. So you finish your actual job, right? And then you go, I'm just going to conk out for a little bit and then work on my freight business that I'm doing virtually. Like he has It's so weird. This is like you in Minecraft where you're like, I just like to go on there and just cut down trees. Like you love doing manual labor on video games. It's like your favorite thing, dude.
In real life, but
just get a fucking farm simulator if you like that shit so much.
I used to play a lot of trucking simulator.
Oh my God.
Fuck.
I don't understand those games. I saw one called Train Simulator the other day and you just literally drive a train. And all the comments are like, it's therapeutic. It's like, no, it's boring.
It is funny when like I never understood those simulator games where it's like I get Flight Simulator because no normal person is going to be flying helicopters, planes, all that shit. I understand that, but like totally within your abilities to go and drive a fucking train or a truck, you could do that.
Truck is the worst one. Like,
I don't understand, like getting so fucking realistic to do a mundane thing. Like, if it was Truck Simulator and you could drive down Burke Street, that'd be exciting.
Yeah.
Although someone did that in real life. I don't think anyone enjoyed it.
Yeah. I was going to say, we saw that simulation play out, and it wasn't great.
Yes. Yeah, I think so. But I don't know. I don't understand those ones. But I'm going to try Grand Theft Auto again. I'm going to get my first business, and if I don't enjoy it, I'm going to yell at Keelan because he's the one who got me to download it.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll all play online together. But yeah, I'm still like too hung up on my Mountain Blade, my medieval game, dude. I just made my own kingdom last night, and
fuck yeah,
yeah, it's fucking dope. Anyway, let's talk about something else.
I think
Just
so.
before we move on, Lewis called me the other night to ask me if it's worth downloading. He asked me if he should play it, and I was like, yeah, it's the funnest game ever, and I'm disappointed to see how you've reacted to it.
Well, look, Caitlin, what I wanted to do was I wanted to download the game, and then I wanted to just grief other players, because there's nothing more fun than ruining the experience for somebody else. But all I found was other people doing it to me, and instead of me having fun and making others angry, they had fun and made me angry, and I'm not about that. It's
I'm
only
too
fun
bad
when
at
I'm
the
the
game.
perpetrator.
I'm too bad at the game. The only way I could possibly inconvenience someone was on one of the trial missions. I had to do it with a stranger, and he had to do the whole thing himself, because it took me 10 minutes to work out that I was supposed to drive halfway across the map. Dude, I got halfway through the tutorial, and then I realized this guy had already done half of it. And then he, as punishment, he saw me on the map because I wasn't helping, and then he just drove into me and totaled me off a cliff. And I was like, I deserve that. Yeah, I'd be the worst to play with.
Moving on from nerdy things, it's time to talk about another nerdy thing. Guys, I recently did a video on my channel about Marvel creating this new comic book team. And the concept behind it was like new young heroes, and it was very diverse. There was like a non-binary character, there was a fat black chick, there was this and that. And it got trashed because it was not good. And I thought that was probably the worst that Marvel could have done. And I was like, oh, well, for how much they got trashed by that, their original trailer for that new Warriors team got 1 million views. And I think like 300,000 dislikes or something crazy. Like it might be one of the most... I haven't
seen this original one. I thought you were kind of joking. Like, I don't know. I didn't watch your video.
That's what I thought.
I saw the title and I was like, oh, he must have found some crazy fan that's made this. But was it actually Marvel?
That's what I thought. That's what I say that in the video. When
I thought
I
it was
first
fan
saw
made.
This, that's what I thought. I thought it was like people either doing a parody or creating bad fan fiction. It was real, right?
Jesus.
And I thought that was bad, but then I put out my video and then someone tweeted at me, you thought that was bad, check this out. Now, I watched the first 30 seconds of this trailer and I stopped it and I was like, no, this is for the show. Okay. So this is a trailer on Marvel's official YouTube website, so this is real, called Children of the Atom, their new comic book series that's supposed to get young people into reading comics. Let's give it a play.
There's so many things I could tease about Children of the Atom, but I will say one thing, and that's new characters.
X-Men is supposed to be something that is, important to the now, and so what is more now than Zoomers?
Oh, no.
Children of the Atom has 5 new characters.
What is more new than Zoomers? So already, terrible. All right.
Does that
kind
mean...
of Gen Z that means? So that's the generation below us.
Ah, is that what they call them?
Yeah. So we're millennials and they're Gen Z. What kind of Gen
I knew
Z
Gen
has
Z. I didn't
triceps
know
like that?
I didn't know they call them Zoomers. How old are these people supposed to be? Because they look like adults in that.
What's Gen Z, Ruben? Can you Google
are
that?
Are they like
Killing his
14?
I think I'm on the cusp of Gen Y and Gen Z. Keelan would be Gen Z or Gen Z if you're American. And I think Zoomers is a play on the word boomers.
Yes.
I understood that, but I just didn't know that was actually what people were calling it for real. I thought it was like a slang mockery of boomers.
Generation Z are those born 1995 or later.
Oh, so I'm almost a Gen Z.
Oh, I am.
You're a Zoomer.
I'm a Zoomer, dude. I thought I was Gen Y. Fuck yeah. Also, I could be in this comic. Sweet. That's good to know. Now I'm actually keen. It feels relatable to me now.
I love when they start it and they go new characters and it looks like this person is just Cyclops, but woman.
That Vita very meticulously wrote out entire backstories and histories and families and anything you want to know about these characters, Vita has thought about it already.
One of them has a TikTok.
Oh, no!
One of them's like, hang on, let's go save the world. But first,
Renegade. Oh, yuck. That's disgusting. This is where I paused it. So as soon as I heard one of them was a TikTok, I was like, bang, this is for the show. Fuck.
So good. One of
Could
them.
you imagine that?
Like, how do you save the world with a TikTok trend? Like, what's its
Yeah.
power? Like, oh, if I post about this on my phone, it will raise awareness. Actually, that's probably like one of the fucking storylines.
There are a lot of fucking heroes doing that today, like dancing to the Renegade with statistics thinking they're changing the world when really they're just getting likes.
So good. Like, yeah, there's like people dying in Africa, and they're like,
Yeah, it doesn't look like they're raising awareness. It looks like they're celebrating.
yeah, like these kids in poverty. Well, vision. That's good. Yeah.
All right,
Change
let's
the
keep
world
going.
one woe at a time. Go.
One of them is basically the moderator for the mutant subreddit.
Oh no, that's gross. One of them
Hang on.
is a moderator for a subreddit.
But what about these aren't powers? These are just obnoxious things to just do in your personal time.
Oh yeah, you know what's funny? Reddit will fucking hate that. Like
I
the
mean,
very people
TikTok-
they're trying to get on board.
Yeah, I mean, I guess TikTok will probably love that they've got a free plug, I guess. But Reddit, yeah, that's not really what Reddit's about, is it? It's more the opposite of like fuck everything.
It's so funny that like all of these massive corporations are trying desperately to attract children and young people to their content, but not one of them has run any ideas past a young person.
Yeah.
It's so bad. Like I remember, like Jazz has a little brother who's very young. He's like 11 years old. And I remember I asked him, I made a joke about kids his age and I asked him and he goes, no, that's cringe. And I was like, oh, great. That's good to know. So, and then I changed the joke. He's like, that's better. That makes more sense. And then it worked. Like all you got to do is go, hey, 11-year-old, do a dab and then watch them be disgusted. And you go, oh, the dab's dead.
That's so funny, man. That there's clearly been a meeting that's happened, and they haven't. Yeah, they've done exactly what you said. They haven't asked a child. They've gone, what do kids like, or what do we think kids like?
Yeah.
And then they've just reeled off buzzwords like TikTok, subreddit, and they've just mashed them all into a fucking comic book. It's disgusting. Dude, she looks like she moderates a subreddit. All right, go.
One of them is a cosplayer, and the other one makes mutant music. For so long, it's like the larger media in the X-Men universe is like, mutants are bad, and like the X-Men are evil because they're mutants, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, what would Zoomers think of that? They would be like, no, they're great. Like,
How the X
Pause it. What? That's so funny. That's like, what would Zoomers think of that? They think, no, that's great. And meanwhile, what are the dislikes on this video, Keelan? Can we zoom out? Let's see what Zoomers think. Oh, wow. That's what Zoomers think, actually. 26,000 of them hated it. And so did Keelan.
That must be so soul-crushing to work tirelessly for like a year on this project and then have in the first month 26,000 people fucking hate you for it. That's must be soul-crushing.
Why is one of the characters a cosplayer? Like, that would just be like, if superheroes are real in that universe, that's like dressing up for us like a police officer and everyone going, wow, you're
That doesn't
cop.
make sense at all. Because, like, also you can't tell which one's the cosplayer because they're all in stupid uniforms anyway. So it's like, which one's dressing up ironically?
Yeah, like dress up as you. If you're a superhero, just be your character. Imagine like dressing up as Cyclops, but you don't have his powers. It's like, I'm here to do fuck all.
That's great. All right, let's keep watching.
who are their sidekicks is a major part of the story that is going to have all sorts of ripples through their titles and ours.
But also, you know, it's an X-Men comic. There's going to be powers, and there's going to be punching, and there's going to be bad guys, and all that kind of stuff.
I'm very excited to have Vita Ayala and Bernard Chang as part of this title.
Bernard really, really brought the thunder on this. It's really incredibly dynamic.
Because he not only had to design these superhero identities, but also these civilian identities and like people's moms and like their little brother. And he's making these characters real and whole in a way that a lot of artists probably couldn't.
X-Men was some of my first comics ever, and to be able to play in that universe and also to add to that universe is really a dream come true.
So if you've never read an X-Men book before and you're only familiar with them in other mediums, this is a great place to start off.
It's almost like the kids are our perspective, so anything that you don't know, you're discovering it through.
Hey, pause it. Hey, lady, you're not a child. You're an adult. You're writing a comic book. She goes, these kids are our perspective. No, it's not. You're not Azuma.
You know what's really funny as well? They made that green and gold character like blatantly fat, probably to promote body positivity as well. But yet it just looks unhealthy and it looks like a fucking bowling ball, like wearing a mask.
You know what's so funny about the whole like unrealistic body standards? It's like these superheroes, if they existed in their world where that shit flies, they would just have incredibly fit physiques. Like, they are athletes. If they're out there, you know, look at UFC fighters. They're all fucking ripped. That's the body that all these people would have. They just wouldn't be fat. It would be impossible unless they're a bad superhero.
Well, unless you're in this comic. In this case, you're fucking, bowling yourself at the enemy, trying to get strikes or something. Dude, that character has... Anyway, keep going. I'm just going to fucking...
Can I just bring one thing up?
Yeah.
We've got 12 seconds left in this video about superheroes. We haven't found out a single superpower.
Oh, yeah. True.
Yeah, but you can kind of guess what their superpowers are. Like, they've already said one likes TikTok. So one is so fucking annoying that the enemy just leaves, right? And then obviously one, there's like X-ray vision. That's pretty obvious.
One's a moderator of a subreddit. So if you try and bomb a city, he'll ban you from the subreddit. You can't post there anymore. You'll get bad karma.
And then the other one just fucking just jumps and it starts an earthquake. So
and the cosplayer goes, "Look at me, I'm Iron Man." And then they go, well, no, you're not. And they shoot him. And they go, it was just a cosmetic costume, not armor. And they die.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I think... can we keep watching?
Yeah.
I super dig it.
Oh, man.
I think
super
people are gonna
dig it.
What's the top comment? I think people are going to super dig it. Oh, yeah, that's the top comment.
Dig what? Marvel's grave.
Hey, there we go. That's good.
That is good. Stanley dies. These people, let's kill him again. Oh, man. You know what? If they really wanted to create a realistic comic, right, the TikToker would actually be 9 years old and they wouldn't be allowed out of the house. And even if they were, they wouldn't have the social skills to interact with the other team. The cosplayer wouldn't have any powers, but they would have an OnlyFans and a big house.
Yeah.
And the fat one would just be at KFC.
I'm surprised Keelan didn't get offended at that. That's good. You know, I just thought that was a dig.
I missed it. Sorry.
That's good. I was wondering why.
I said what would be more realistic.
Doesn't matter.
Would be. Never mind.
Never mind.
You'll hear it in the edit, bro, and you can let us know your thoughts. Just put up a text of what you thought of that joke while you're editing it for all the visual fans. But man, that's such like big business trying to talk to kids without talking to kids. You know, it's so weird that all these companies really try and connect with children, but like don't incorporate them into their research at all.
Oh, but like, what would happen if you did incorporate a kid into market research? Like, kids are fucking whack, dude. They'd be like, oh, and then it should have like wings, but like also a jetpack. And you're like, bro, what's the point of the jetpack if it already has wings? Like, there'd be so many problems, you know, with the kids suggesting shit. But yeah, you could get a general thing of like, you ask, man, even just fans, ask like adult fans of the comic books. Oh, but I guess they're not. Shouldn't they be just trying to appeal to people who like comics?
Well, that's the thing. Like, the average comic book reader is like 18 up. You know, because comics
Yeah,
are
I don't know any-
expensive. You got to buy them every single month, and you're probably reading a few. Like it's minimum.
Did you read them as a kid?
$30.
Did you read them as a kid?
Yes, but only because my dad did. My dad always used to buy the Phantom comics, so that's the only reason I read them. I didn't have any money. I was a fucking kid.
Yeah.
You know, comics was like, I remember when I first got my job at like 14, I was like, oh, I actually have money now. What should I spend it on? What do I like? And I was like, oh, I like comics. I'll buy some of them. But none of them were like for teens. They were just good comics. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, see, dude, I wish they had have gone ahead and funded like this story as a movie, because like I love it when studios just miss the mark by this much.
Yeah.
Like I remember when the Emoji Movie trailer was released, and people were just like, "What the fuck is this?" Like I remember watching that for the first time. I'm like, yeah, I watched that movie. There was some funny lines in it or whatever, but as a whole, I'm like, I'm watching a movie about fucking emojis. Like,
Isn't
what
that
is?
just soulless?
It's so weird, and like how it was like I did a video on it back in the day, but god damn, like all the blatant like plugs for social media platforms, and it was just obviously like going, what do kids like? We love emojis. Like they always send in them emojis. And then they're like, oh, let's just like whack them all in a movie and then make the poo one the comedic relief. And like there was so
really
little
are
thought.
in the dark ages of creativity, huh? Like that movie is like creative KFC. It's like fast food shit. Like Brand, you all know it. Check out Brand the movie.
I know. Oh, like that's the thing. It's easy to sit here and just shit on stuff like that because, like, you know, I'd literally probably walk into like if I was being paid $60K a year to be like some writer for some shitty studio, and they're like, all right, you need to churn out a kids film by September. I'd be like, fuck, what are kids like? Emojis? I don't know. I don't give a fuck. Like, I get how these films get made, and it's probably easy to sit here and pick them apart when really the people who make them don't give a fuck as long as it makes money.
Yeah, it's like they'd be sitting there going, hey, we never said it was good. We just made it.
But like that's one thing I do love about like Pixar seem to uphold some level of standard. Like I watched their new one, Onward. It's on Disney Plus, and it was really good. Like it was just like every time they churn out a film, very rarely. Obviously, they have a few stinkers now. Didn't Cars 3 suck? But as a whole,
that's like a sink. That's like 3. I think you're allowed to have a stinker after number 3. You know.
Yeah, but
Cars 2 was all right.
As a whole,
didn't suck.
Well, you're in the minority
your opinion
there,
doesn't count, Keelan, my friend. I'm sorry, but you're
Yeah, just because you own the movie poster, it doesn't mean it's like a good recommendation. You know, you also you gave me an Emoji Movie poster, so therefore that argument is fucking meaningless. I don't know. It just sucks that whatever. There's nothing you can do about it. And my point was, it's easy to sit here and judge people for doing a shit job, but we're not trying. Like, we're going, oh, their creativity sucks. But, like, we just, like, we rely on these people to make shit stuff for us to make fun of it. So
That is true. That is true. I think with all this quarantine shit, I want to come out of quarantine. And if we're not doing a show for a whole year, I want to come out with, like, a thing made. I think I'm going to make something I've been trying to do for ages. I think I'm going to do, make an album, like a lad rap comedy album.
that's
what I've decided to do. That's going to be my project.
Yeah, I've been like actually scripting. I've got like the first episode and a half down. I've already started filming the first episode of like a fake reality TV show.
Cool.
That I film with Meg, and it's called Love in ISO. And but like the joke is like we pretend we're like on Love Island, but like we're just in a house together, and we're always like, and it cuts to our interviews, and we're like, oh my god, like, but it's always just arguments about fucking nothing because there's nothing to do. But I've shot the first episode. I think I'm gonna just like see how it goes before I work on the rest of the season, because I don't want to like write 10 episodes and then people go, it was alright, and then like you got to put out you got to put out a feeler to see if people like it. But also, because it's called Love and ISO, I assumed that this whole isolation thing a month ago when I thought of the idea would go for a lot longer than it has.
Yeah, I think in Australia, it looks like we're coming out of it in the next couple weeks.
It looks like we're wrapping it up, so it might be just a one episode thing, guys. I have spent a while thinking of like an arc, but now it might just go to shit. But yeah, I have been trying to write scripts and stuff, because that's what I stopped doing since like the regional tour. I realized I
Yeah.
hadn't written any comedy, if that makes sense. I'd been editing a lot of backlog vlogs and stand up and bachelor videos, but I
Yeah.
actually hadn't written anything or have been creative in months. And I was like, why am I unhappy? I was like, oh, because I'm not doing the thing that I love.
Yeah,
And then
I
I just-
had that moment
yeah.
a couple of weeks ago of like, I feel weird and unproductive and restless, and it's because I wasn't doing anything other than like making YouTube videos, which was always like kind of a side thing. So
Yeah.
it's good to be working on like a bigger project. I only just started today, but you know, I would hope I could come out of this with like 8 or 10 tracks, put out a whole like album, do film clips for 3 of them, and put it on Spotify, see what happens.
Yeah, that's sick. That's a good idea. Yeah, I wish I had musical talent. I would definitely would find it fun to write songs, but I just like can't sing, and
I wish I
can't
could
probably
sing.
write a song.
Yeah, well, that's why I rap, because I can't sing.
Yeah, but like you kind of like own that. I don't want to do like parody rap. Like the only rap I could ever see myself doing is like real joke shit, like Lonely Island, like taking the piss out of rappers type rap. But
Yeah.
I feel like that's been done by Lonely Island so well, and then a
Yes.
million other people. You have an angle on yours. It's like real Australian, and no one's taking the piss out of Aussie rap here. When someone
yeah.
fucking needs to be honest.
Yeah,
So,
I
like,
think so. I think I can do that, take the piss, but also pay it the respect I think it deserves. Because a lot of people who are doing Australian rap, either they can't rap,
Yeah.
so it just sounds shit, or they're just like calling it bad. But I think I can do both. I reckon it'd be fucking cool to get like skits from real Oz rappers on the album, like calling my character trash or whatever, having beef and
Yeah.
shit. Will be very, very cool. Like over the phone, I'm gonna fucking kill you. or
well, that's
whatever.
what made like Lonely Island cool, was that the celebrities, because they were on SNL at the time, it like celebrities
Yeah.
embraced it, and it was cool to be on like their song. Like it was
Yeah.
it showed that you were like fun. Like Justin Timberlake, everyone fell in love with Justin Timberlake again because he did like Mother Lover and all that.
Oh, and
shit.
Akon, how much money do you reckon Akon
Yes,
made out of
I Just Had Sex?
That song must be still printing money from like new couples playing that. Me and Jazz used to play that all the time when we first got together.
Yeah, it's a good meme.
Because it
Like,
was just funny.
Yeah. But the only one I've ever considered doing, but I can't do it because I don't have any talent. I have the musical, like I can play guitar and I can write a 4-chord song, but I can't sing. And I would have really loved to do like the pop punk parody thing. There's an American YouTuber who used to do it called Jared Alonge. I don't know how to say his last name, but he had this like joke band called the Sunrise Skater Kids. And he just used to sing about khaki shorts and like eating pizza, and used to take the piss. Like was a massive fan of Blink and stuff. But then he got invited to actually be on Warped Tour and play with all these bands that he was taking the piss out
no
of.
way. That's
So then by
crazy.
the end, his album has features from all these huge musicians in the genre. So like that's something I
cool.
would have loved to do, but I don't have talent. So like that's the only, because I feel like you can only take the piss out of something properly if you fully understand it.
Yeah,
Like you
definitely.
get Oz
Yeah.
rap, that's why it's good. I couldn't take the piss out of rap because I'm just like a passive fan of it.
Yeah, parodying anything only works if you understand it, and it's almost like you're not even really, you're making fun of it, but you're not going, "This is bad." You know?
Yeah. The only things I do make fun of is because like I either really like it or like the reality TV thing, I don't really like it, but at the same time I love it because it's trash. So
You're amused by it for sure.
yeah, I think people think like, oh, Luke hates The Bachelor. It's like, no, it's my favorite TV show. Just because I trash
whenever
it.
it's on, you don't shut up about it. You love
Oh, dude, Goss.
it. Okay,
I think Osher Günsberg hates me.
really?
Full on. He started to block my fans on Instagram.
What? Wow.
Because okay. The story starts, I think, 2 years ago. Remember when I was trying to get him on my podcast? Or maybe
Dude,
about a year
straight
ago.
up, that's such a clickbait moment of the podcast. We got to put that right at the start of this episode of you going, I think Osher hates me. He started blocking my fans, and then I go, what? And then the intro plays. This is such
Can
a
we
huge
do that,
moment for the
Keelan?
show.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Thank you. So remember when I tried to get him on my podcast? So
Yes.
I don't think people don't actually realize I was genuinely in contact. I think people thought it was like a bit where I was like, I'm going to get Osher on, and then I never did. I was actually going to fly to Sydney. We had a date locked in, and then it was supposed to be for episode 100 of my podcast. And then all of a sudden, he just was like, a week out, was like, oh, he can't do that date anymore. And his manager was like, can we reschedule? And then it just never worked out.
Yeah.
And after that, I did this apology on the podcast, and then I think this was my mistake. I think I maybe told people to comment on Osher's stuff, but this was years ago. And at the time, people were like, you need to come on Memoirs of a White Guy when I was trying to get him on. So we got a lot of, some people would call it harassment. I would call it positive encouragement to be a guest on my show.
It's only harassment if people are like, fuck you, why didn't you do this?
Yeah,
Come
people
on
are
the
like,
show.
you need to, and I said, like, be nice to him. So there's all these comments under all these old posts going, hey, Osher, you big legend, would love to see you come on
Yes,
Luke's podcast.
that's good.
And then
Now,
it kind of
I would say,
died
while
off.
it's not harassment, it's definitely fucking annoying.
And then that all died off. And now, since I started uploading these drunk bachelor videos again, for some reason, I didn't tell people to. People just started sending them to Osher because I talk about Osher a lot in the video, and I have a bit of a man crush on Osher when I'm intoxicated. For every drink I have, like for every one standard drink, my arousal for Osh just goes up like 40%. Right?
Yeah.
So by the end, I was very pro Osh. People started sending Osh these videos, and Osh absolutely knows who I am. Like he would know who we are from radio. Like we used to work at the same company.
Oh, we hear stories about him. He would hear stories about us. It's just how the whole thing works.
Yeah, and he knows about me as like the guy. So he interacts with that Hi Josh guy who makes bachelor videos online, but he makes very PC, like really brand safe bachelor videos. Like you know, Jessica said something silly, and then he goes, "Oh, that's silly, Jessica," and I go like, "Fuck, Jessica," you know.
Yeah,
so
that's good.
Osher interacts with this Hi Josh guy online, and I also do bachelor videos that get a lot of views, but he just fucking blatantly ignores mine because it's not good for the brand, and I understand that.
And in the world of bachelor reaction videos, I mean, you'd be one of the biggest for sure.
Yeah.
There's no, like, if I was doing a weird show and then there was a subset of people who reacted to it, there's no way I wouldn't know about you. He's watched an episode for sure.
There's some of ours, like we have ones that go like 30,000. There's some of like 60,000 views on YouTube, right? He's absolutely across it.
Yeah.
And so someone's messaged me going, "Hey, bro, just sent Osher a new video. Thought he'd be keen to watch you talk about, you know, the show," and he just immediately blocked me. I was like, "Oh, that's strange."
That's
And
not
then-
good. What was the message? Was it, fuck you, watch this?
No, I said, "Were you nice to him?" He's like, "Yeah, I straight out am a huge fan of him," and was like, "I just literally sent him your video," and he just flat out blocked me. Like, didn't even open it. He goes, "I checked to see if he'd replied, and I realized that he'd blocked me."
That's devastating. I think Osher Günsberg hates you.
I think he hates me, man. And I said this like a year ago. I was like, my new plan was no one contact Osher because I came across it a little bit too strong, like we all did as a fan base. So like, let's just tone it down and let's freeze Osher out and make him want us more. Like
Treat him mean, keep him keen.
Yeah, it's like a hot girl. You know, you don't give him attention because then if you give him attention, they'll fucking hate you.
Because then you're like every other guy.
Because he's a hot guy. So I was like, he's used to getting attention, so he'll be like really wigged out if people keep ignoring him. Because Osher's not used to that. We've all seen his haircut. He gets attention.
Oh,
so this guy broke that rule of mine and sent him the video, and that's what you get, I guess, for playing with fire.
Price.
You're gonna get blocked.
That's crazy. So what are you gonna do now? What's the next move?
Well, what sucks is like I'm just I think he thinks I'm taking the piss out of him because I say I love him all the time. I really like him. I think he's really good. And I really like his work on Bondi Rescue. Like he does like he narrates it. I thought for what I saw of The Masked Singer, he did a great job of that. Wasn't a fan of the show or the concept, but I thought the hosting was spot on.
And you've read his book, obviously.
I don't read, but if it was a movie, I would have watched it.
That doesn't have anything to do with him, though. You just
that's not a personal dig at him. He just released content in my least preferred format. Which, but I even made my Grand Theft Auto character called Osher, and he looks like Osh.
Now, I would say, putting myself in Osher Günsberg's shoes.
I understand why he hates me.
I might say these are very comfortable and immaculate. I wish they were mine permanently. I would say that perhaps he's not too concerned about you shit talking him. Maybe his concern is that you're a fucking stalker and he's worried for his life.
Yeah, look, I do come across a little strong in some of the videos when I blatantly say, fuck, I love Osh.
Yeah.
That's my Grand Theft Auto character.
Okay, it looks very, very much like Osher Günsberg. That's about as close to Osh as you could get.
I spent a long time on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He even got the Osh cut and everything and the suit. Anyway, so yeah, Osh hates me, and I would love to reverse that. So, by the way, do not send this to Osh because it's not going to help. It'll ruin this. But yeah, I know. Let me know. Suggest sound off below.
We could get a trending hashtag going. Unblock Kidgel's fans on Instagram.
That's the thing. He hasn't blocked me yet, but fuck, I'm so scared. I'm playing with fire here. Like, that's the thing. If we tweet him too much, the show will get blocked. I'm going to get blocked.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sound off. Okay, before we act as a community, let's sound off below and work out the best plan to save my relationship with Osh.
Yeah. All right. Let us know. And I think that's where we're going to leave it there because that's the most important issue of the day is how do we repair this? Because this is dire. I might have to step in, you know?
Maybe if you could do some like mediating between the two, like if I try and kiss him, be like, no, Luke, that's enough. And then if he tries to pull back, be like, no, Osh, come closer, you know?
Yeah, at least hold his hand, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we could start with him like stopping disliking you before you go in for the kiss. Would be my first suggestion. You know,
true. This is why I need help because I feel like I'm going to jump the gun a little bit.
I think you're going to jump the man himself,
bro. That would be awesome.
We're going to end it there. Thank you very much for listening. We'll talk to you in a couple of days. If you want more podcast, after this, we're recording a secret episode, which I fucking shouldn't have told you, for Patreon supporters.
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
My bad.
Apparently, Lewis doesn't understand what "shut the fuck up" means.
I know. I've been saying it a lot. Luke, you tell him a little bit about the podcast.
No, thanks. It's very much under the radar.
That was a test. You passed with flying colours. So if you want more podcasts, look, I'm not saying that there definitely is some, but if you join us on Patreon, you support us for whatever amount, look, there might be something waiting for you, okay? I can say this. There is a Discord server that you can join as well, and it's very, very good. And we'd love to see you there. It's how we pay the bills, and by the bills, I mean the Rubens.
And the Keelans.
And the Keelans. Keelan does get paid.
I like that you implied that we only pay Ruben.
Yeah. I wish. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. Bye.
See ya.
What did you do, Keelan?
A mandarin? That took me so long.
All right. See you later, guys. That's the end of the episode. Please leave that in, Keelan. That's great.